This is BTV with Zach Millington. Good day, everyone, and here's what's happening in the world today. Zohar Tsarnaev has been found guilty of the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing. The 21-year-old primary suspect has been found guilty on all charges, including use of a weapon of mass destruction. 17 of the 30 charges can carry the death penalty as a sentence. Reports say that as the verdict was read, Tsarnaev seemed cold and emotionless. Rosa Parks could be the new face of the American $20 bill. The mother of civil rights is among the top 4 candidates in a campaign to place a woman on the American 20. The campaign was created due to a lack of female American heroes being memorialized on currency. The campaign was started in March as a part of Women's History Month. The other top 3 candidates are Harriet Tubman, Eleanor Roosevelt, and Wilma Mankiller. Alarming news from the FDA. A study has found that an amphetamine that has never been tested before is present in over 11 different supplements. The drugs in question were supposed to be from a completely herbal source, but the amphetamine found in them can only be produced in a lab. The FDA has apparently known about its presence for several years, but only now have just noticed the large quantities inside of these supplements. Pop legend Barry Manilow has married his longtime manager Gary Keefe. Keefe has been rumored to be Manilow's boyfriend for quite some time, and those suspicions were confirmed when the couple tied the knot in Palm Springs. The couple was so secretive about their relationship that even the wedding's guests were unaware of what was happening initially, as they were just following up on a lunch invite from the pop singer. An interesting photo surfaced online this week. The photo depicts a bobcat dragging a small shark out of shallow waters. John Bailey, the photographer, notes that the bobcat was actively watching the shark feeding on smaller fish before moving in for the kill. Bailey also noted that he probably got too close to the animals, as the bobcat later dropped its meal and fled into the forest. Iran's president has demanded that all sanctions on his country be lifted. This comes after an agreement between the U.S. and Iran to lift sanctions in phases while coming to an agreement on Iran's nuclear program. Now, Iran is threatening to cancel the nuclear arrangements if sanctions on the country aren't all lifted immediately. Whether or not the U.S. and other involved countries agree could majorly affect the economic and social structure of Iran. We now go to our on-location anchor, Ryan Woodbeck, who's looking into a group of gamers raising money for a local charity.
The Thunder Bay Smash community hosted a fundraiser event on April 4th, raising money for Camp Quality. Camp Quality is a worldwide organization that does events for children who have severe chronic illness. The Smash community hosts a tournament every month. This month's activity was dedicated to raising funds for Camp Quality. Aaron Sylvester, one of the organizers of the event, shares his thoughts. Let's take a look.
We are the Thunder Bay Smash community, and we fairly new community in Thunder Bay, and pretty much we organize tournaments and just play Smash Bros. For our main events, we usually rent out a hall such as the Moose here, or in the past we've also done tournaments at Thunder Games and Gifts. We have a Facebook group. If you search on Facebook, Thunder Bay Community Smash Bros, or if you email thunderbay or tbaysmash@gmail.com, you can contact us that way.
There will also be another tournament this Saturday in support of Camp Quality. From BTV News, this is Ryan Woodbeck signing off.
Pope Francis has made his stance clear on child abuse and poverty. He comments on how a child is never a mistake and condemns people who abandon their children. At the same time, Francis spoke of parents who make sacrifices daily despite poverty and personal loss, all for their children. He speaks of them with pride, calling them blessed and extraordinary. The address was closed by him saying that he prays that children will never have to suffer the violence and arrogance of adults. A Chicago man is suing Facebook for using facial recognition software. Illinois law prohibits this without the person's consent, but Facebook has a tagging feature that recognizes faces and automatically tags them. While the feature is relatively innocent, it shows just how easy it is for your face to be geometrically scanned by a website. The campaign to save the Finlandia and Hoito has reached 2/3 of its goal. $10,000 has already been crowdfunded in an attempt to pay off the debt that the building has been wallowing in for quite some time. There are only 15 days left to reach the $15,000 goal. The trial of suspended Senator Mike Duffy is officially underway. Opening remarks were made to the judge on Tuesday morning in an Ottawa courthouse. Duffy has 31 charges slated against him, including bribery, fraud, breach of trust stemming back to a 2013 investigation into expense allowances. The trial is set to last 41 days and has many political commentators believing that this, along with the Wallen and Brazeau investigations, will have serious implications for the Conservatives for the election this fall. Canada has officially started operations in Syria as a result of the parliamentary vote to extend and expand the mission to combat ISIS in Iraq and Syria. Defense Minister Jason Kenney tweeted, "Today's coalition airstrike hit an ISIL garrison near Ar-Raqqa. Canada is helping to ensure that ISIL has no safe haven." Canada has committed several CF-18s and accompanying ground crews to maintain the aircraft. NASA anticipates that we will know about extraterrestrial life within the next 10 to 20 years. Recent studies on different planets and even some celestial bodies within our own solar system have shown that they have potential conditions to host life. The next Mars rover will be launched in 2020 and will have a primary goal of searching for any evidence of past life on the red planet. Next up, we have a PSA on the importance of accepting others, but BTV will be right back.
I love the way you smile, I love how much you care. I love how you go up to someone alone just sitting there. I love the way you wake up, I love the way you fall asleep. I love how you speak the words that mean so much to me. I love every shade of blue. I love spending my...
In America, there are only 36 states that have legalized same-sex marriage. In Canada, same-sex marriage has been legal since 2005, but that's only part of the battle. 59% of LGBT high school students report that they have been verbally harassed, and 25% reported physical harassment. The No Hate campaign is a silent protest open to everyone around the world to put a stop to hate and homophobia. To join the protest, visit www.nohatecampaign.com for more information.
Now, let's once again look at some of the adorable local pets without homes that would love to meet you at the Thunder Bay District Humane Society.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Yan. I'm a first-year television broadcaster at Confederation College. This is Zoe. She is just she's a little over 4 years old. She's declawed, and she's a very happy, chubby cat. And if you are interested in adopting her or any other of the animals here at the Thunder Bay District Humane Society, you can call or email or contact by coming to 1535 Roslyn Road.
And now we'll pass you along to the lovely Rebecca, who sadly has to stand outside on this snowy, overcast day.
A new study published in Nature Climate Change that the world's tree growth is improving despite decades of deforestation. While the news is certainly uplifting, more work needs to be done to preserve the planet's green space. Recent tree planting in China, former Soviet states, and healthier savannas due to above average rainfall has helped expand the world's vegetation, adding close to 4 billion tons of carbon to the Earth since 2003. Scientists analyzed 20 years of satellite data and found the increase in spite of large-scale deforestation in the Amazon rainforest and in Indonesia. It appears as though global planet growth has been significantly enough to balance the removal of trees in these two regions. In addition to providing food and shelter, plants are a vital resource which work to remove carbon dioxide that released into the atmosphere by cars and factories, among other things. Trees convert carbon dioxide into food, locking the compound inside their bark. A persistent weather pattern so far in 2015 has meant a stubbornly slow start to spring in the eastern half of Canada, but a period of change has arrived, bringing more classic spring-like weather in the next week. This involves a prolonged warm-up period, but also an increase in severe weather activity after quite a start to the season. This week's 5-day weather forecast we have: Thursday is a high of 3 but feels like 0 with scattered flurries. Friday is a low of 3 but feels like -3 and will be partly sunny. Saturday is a high of 9 but feels like -4 with sun. Sunday is a high of 10 but feels like 0 and it will be cloudy with a chance of showers. Monday is high of 9 but feels like 0 but mainly sunny. Today's weather back in 1960 was a low of -4. That seems to be all we have for weather today. We'll be right back after this message. Hello, Crime Stoppers?
You want to talk about sports now?
Should we talk about sports now?
Let's talk about sports now.
It's just in time to talk about the NHL season. I'm Justin Hootler, and thank you for watching. Now, he shoots, he scores seems to be the theme of all the NHL years, except for this one. This one, the year of the goalie, Carey Price, taking a not-so-good Montreal team to the playoffs, fighting for the first place. Now, Pekka Rinne, coming off a devastating hip injury in which he got an infection from the doctor's surgery, he's not looking too good, and then he comes around this year, 41 wins, tied with Price. No one's seen that coming. And then Devin Dubnyk, who's seen him coming? Rising from the ashes like a phoenix from where he previously played, he turns into this goalie who plays 50-plus games in a row, leading the Wild to a playoff spot. Who is this guy, seriously? Now, we all knew Devin had it in him, but we didn't know he had this in him. Leading the Wild to his playoff spot, it's remarkable. It's intense, and he's good job, kid. Now, you see, in the West, playoffs are really tight. Winnipeg, Calgary, Vancouver, the LA Kings, the defending champs, are all fighting for one of the last playoff spots. Who's going to take it? I don't know. Winnipeg is a strong team built for a playoff. Vancouver, solid throughout, without their starting goalie, still playing strong. Calgary, a run-and-gun young team who could surprise. They remind me a lot of the LA Kings when they were still a young team. Now we see in the East, we have Andrew Hammond leading the Sens to a playoff spot, getting bumped off by Boston, but still right there in the race. That rookie, 27 years old, starting 14 games in a row, is remarkable. He is amazing. Now for all this, we're going to talk about more playoffs, the predictions, and more coming up on the rest of the show. Thanks for watching, and I'm Justin Hootler.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Alex Miller.
And I'm Justin Hootler, and this is the sporting news you need to know for this week.
Indiana Pacers forward Chris Copeland was stabbed outside a New York City nightclub early Wednesday morning, sustaining abdomen and elbow knife wounds. He is currently being held in hospital and in stable condition. Katrina Saltara, a woman previously involved in a relationship with Copeland, was also slashed in the incident, according to the New York Daily News. And multiple sources have also reported Copeland will need elbow surgery, having suffered a fracture in the altercation. Pero Antic and Thabo Cephalosha of the Atlanta Hawks were both arrested and charged in the aftermath of the incident, stemming from disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. The assailant, identified by police as 22-year-old Shazoy Bleary, was also arrested, and a switchblade recovered at the scene.
Now that incident's offside, Alex.
Absolutely.
Now in sports, referees have picked up many nicknames over the years. Most we can't say on TV. But this past week, an NHL ref retired, arguably one of the best ever. Paul Devigorski's career started in 1982, hoping to make enough money for some beer on the weekends.
There you go.
But only to end his career 33 years later, reffing 1,594 NHL games, including 2 Olympics. Paul, 56, was not afraid of trash talk and was well respected by the players and his peers.
You gotta have that toughness. As a tight end for the New England Patriots, Aaron Hernandez had some of the best hands on the team, leading him to earn a then unprecedented signing bonus and a 5-year contract extension. Now his fate rests in the hands of the jury who are deliberating the outcome of his murder trial. Hernandez has been charged with the murder of semi-pro football player Odin Lloyd, who was shot 6 times and had been dating the sister of Hernandez's fiancée. He has maintained his innocence throughout the proceedings, and his defense has painted him as a witness to the execution-style slaying of Lloyd instead of the perpetrator, pinning it on his co-defendants, also citing a lack of motive. The prosecution has laid out its case, presenting it as a planned killing and an attempted cover-up. The decision must be unanimous, and they are considering 3 charges: murder, illegal possession of a firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition. And the jury has recently requested further clarification on the nature and description of the weapons charges faced.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
But this is a little tougher than that. The NHL season is wrapping up, and the Rookie of the Year choice is going to be very hard. Johnny Gaudreau from the Flames currently sits first in points, Philip Forsberg of the Predators second, Mark Stone of the Senators third.
All good choices.
Now there's also Ekblad of the Panthers, who's been a beast on defense, and he's been arguably the best player all season. Now Gaudreau may seem like the lock, but Mark Stone has been putting on a tear lately, putting up as many points as Crosby since the All-Star break. Gaudreau will be a well-deserving candidate, but all three deserve a shot.
Stone has been stone cold lately. The biggest event in golf is upon us. The Masters is just around the corner this weekend, and there are many exciting storylines being followed into Augusta and around Amen Corner. Tiger Woods restarts his latest climb to the top of the sport after having dropped out of the top 100 for the first time in a decade.
Can he come back?
Having spent a week early in Augusta National training to be ready. World's current number one and men's health coverman Rory McIlroy will attempt to focus and keep blinders on to win his very first Masters championship after his collapse last year and ownership of a lovely green jacket. This may not be a possibility as he struggles to compete for his first career Grand Slam, a collection of wins in the most important golf tournaments all year. And of course, last year's champ Bubba Watson will be going for his third green jacket, while ranking list fast movers Jason Spieth and Dustin Johnson will most certainly be players to watch.
Now from the green to the ice, in the OHL, the Erie Otters have been in the news, but not this kind of news. They've been in the news for Connor McDavid and Dylan Strome.
Oh, absolutely.
But they've also filed for bankruptcy, which is not so good. The Erie Otters insist that it would not affect the team, but we don't know. The move was said to prevent Edmonton Oilers owner Darryl Katz from holding a private sale of the team. Current owner Sherry Basson will sell the team later on the team's own terms, with Basson already approaching buyers to see who would take it.
Sounds a little eerie to me.
Erie is currently in their second round playoff series against London. Now the Erie players say this hasn't affected them, but we'll see how their play affects it.
Well, if they're not careful, they'll be golfing soon enough. And now let's take a quick look at Sally.
Hi, my name is Sean Cameron. I'm a first-year broadcasting student at Confederation College here in Thunder Bay. I'm also the graphics operator for the 2015 Shawcast. And with me here today is Sally. She is a 5.5-year-old tuxedo cat. She's very shy, but very playful. She's also spayed. And she also prefers her privacy when nature calls, so she uses a covered litter box. If you'd like to adopt Sally, or any other animals here at the Thunder Bay District Humane Society, give them a call or email, or stop by the shelter at 1535 Rossman Road.
Also check out the Thunder Bay District Humane Society's Take the Lead campaign. Help bring a spay or neuter clinic to Thunder Bay.
Weren't you over
Welcome
never
to
mind.
BTV Entertainment
Entertainment.
News. So, YouTube, now owned by Google, took over the internet and is probably something that you use weekly, if not daily, whether it's for relaxing and watching funny videos, music, or for business, or for watching some other kind of videos. You use YouTube.
Okay. With over 1 billion subscribers, billions of viewers, and over 300 hours of video uploaded each minute, it's no wonder that revenue for YouTube is so high. Most of the revenue comes from advertising partnerships, but now YouTube is coming up with a new way to generate revenue.
YouTube will soon give viewers the option of paying a monthly fee to skip ads. However, it's not yet clear when the option will be offered or how much the fee will be.
The idea is part of a strategy to make more diverse ways of gaining revenue, although advertising will most likely remain at the core. Okay, this is a really good story. This is probably my favorite one. A man from Windsor, Ontario, plans to make the world's largest mosaic of Nicolas Cage's face. Yes, for real.
21,646 square meter mosaic.
Oh, look at that Nicolas Cage.
Look at that. Oh my God, that's my.
He's my hero. He
Yeah.
is just.
How we love him.
I actually, I can't wait.
Oh,
The
yeah.
bees.
Stop it.
Okay.
Moving on.
We're not exactly sure how it happened, but over the years, Nicolas Cage has gained quite the reputation for both great and terrible movies.
So regardless of what you think of Nicolas Cage, he is probably one of the most talked about actors.
Talked about actors. Underground, he is known for his various faces, as you have just witnessed, or depending on opinion, lack thereof. Nicolas Cage is now on his way to be honored forever in Windsor, Ontario.
On Kickstart.com, you can donate money to this project, which has already received an astounding $15,000 in pledges. Help make Nicolas Cage a history.
And they're trying to get to 52,000. That's the pledge goal. So
one of
let's
my.
do it.
Can I move on?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Moving on.
So one of my favorite couple is Hollywood. Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone have split, which is a good news for me because now I have a chance to date him.
You and your guys.
Okay, so 3 years ago, the two became a couple during the production of The Amazing Spider-Man, in which they both had lead roles.
They're going separate ways because of their very busy schedules, as Garfield is in the works of shooting a film called Silence, and Stone has been playing a role in Cabaret on Broadway. The couple is sure that it is only a break for now. Hopefully they can work it out in the near future.
Or not. So, okay, now over to Kevin O'Connor, who's talking about the rise of vinyl records.
Kevin O'Connor reporting for BTV. I am now standing outside of a local record store with my newly purchased vinyl in my hands. What is it about vinyl that people love so much about it? I mean, after all, it's made a big comeback. So this reporter went to this local record store to find out.
This comeback has become so strong that not one but two record stores opened up in Thunder Bay. And now, even HMV has their own section for records.
I like everything about vinyl. I like the sound. I like the art behind all the album covers, and it just sounds sexy when it's on the record player.
Digital downloading may be the people's preferred choice of obtaining music, but that hasn't stopped vinyl, an over 50-year-old format, from making a comeback.
Because you also get a download card in every record that you buy that's a new album, so that you can also download to your iPod. I definitely think the vinyl is making a really big comeback, especially in the city. There's 2 record stores in Thunder Bay now, and I believe that media players on the internet will always be around, but I think for those music lovers, vinyl will always be the #1.
To commemorate vinyl and its comeback, Record Store Day was made an internationally celebrated day, bringing together fans, artists, and thousands of independent record stores across the world.
The big day is coming up. It's on April 18th of this year, so we're getting all psyched up with all different Record Store Day releases that only come out on special days such as Record Store Day or Black Friday.
So as you can see, much like fine wine, vinyl only gets better with age. No matter what new technology comes around, vinyl is here to stay. This has been Kevin O'Connor from BTV, signing off.
Movie review.
So today we are reviewing The Small and the Curious.
The Fast and the Furious, or Furious 7.
But I know that you are all curious about this movie.
There is a slight spoiler in this section, just a warning. It's very small. Furious 7 was way over the top. I mean, just an incredibly ridiculous action movie.
It's actually over the top, like cars flying through buildings over the top, cars ramping over broken down parking garages over the top, cars driving over you, cars driving over me. So just over the top.
Over the top. Okay, the synopsis. After defeating Owen Shaw and his crew and securing their amnesties, Dominic Toretto, Brian O'Connor, and the rest of the crew are able to return to the United States and live normal lives again. Brian tries to get accustomed to the family life, and the rest of the Toretto crew take it easy. But Ian Shaw, the brother of Owen, is seeking revenge. This movie was so action-packed, there's not even a way to start talking about it. If we're being honest, it's all opinion. If you're an action junkie who loves it, then this is definitely for you.
So, but if you want a bit of more realism, don't go wait for the DVD to come out. And Paul Walker acting in the movie, and this is being his last role. All our respect and all our tribute to Paul, and all our blessings to his family.
Yeah, it was a good movie. So that's all for entertainment today, and here's a PSA shot by Confederation College students.
If you or anyone you know needs help, please call the Health Services Hotline.
This entire production wouldn't be possible without the help of the BTV program at Confederation College, which taught us the skills we needed to be able to stand, or rather sit here today. Let's take a moment for a quick preview because you never know if broadcasting could be your hidden passion. Who knows, maybe you'll be sitting in this chair a year from now. We'd love to have you.
Action.
You get a chance to try many different things, anything from editing to camera work to directing and producing. So you can really find that area that really suits you, where you can really stand out.
The staff is great. They've all been in the industry for countless years. They're really supportive, just the perfect people to guide you into the future of your career.
Being in the program, you make lots of lifetime friends with, older, younger people, and it's just a great experience.
Right from day one, you're pretty much hitting the ground running. You're given projects that you probably didn't think you'd be doing until the last semester, and really you're having a great time doing it.
I've learned so much in this program, and I'm going to take a lot away from this.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. Thanks once again for tuning in to the second BTV Shawcast, and we'll see you next week. This is Zach Millington signing off.
Seeding was a community access program. Shaw is proud to support local producers and share local voices, ideas, and opinions. For more information, please visit shawtv.ca. Opinions expressed in this programming do not necessarily reflect the views of Shaw or its employees.